small, and he's standing there. Yes, I am God, son of God, I'm not a God. Don't you see you're not supposed to be shouting? Come and give a shout of victory unto God. Somebody, Pastor, you see, you have to start dressing like a bishop. I said, looking at my height and how I'm slim, when I wear that maxi and I put that belt on my waist, can you imagine the way I look? Cattle egret. I will look like a penguin that is trying to find its direction. I said that dress don't fit it doesn't fit everybody. Come and give a big clap and a shout of victory to God. It doesn't fit everybody. It doesn't fit everybody. Yeah, try and do something. And I've seen women struggling in the gym because they want to make a certain man happy. One day you die in the gym. Listen, if you are doing exercise because that is what you want, I'm fine with it. But don't do exercise because you want to make somebody happy. Yeah, don't you see the way all the young men these days, they cut their hair low and they do sporting waves. You two just do some waves. I won't do waves. I will do forest. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I want the thing bushy. Because I'm a Nazirite for God. I have determined that I'm not going to cut my hair. Am I talking to somebody at all? Listen, receive your freedom today from human beings' imaginations. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherein Christ has made you free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Don't let anybody put you under bondage. He who the Son has set free shall be free indeed. Come on, shout free. Your sons, they do not walk in your ways. Make us a king. It's not wrong to say make us a king, but like unto the other nations. We want our pastor to be like other pastors. The ones who, if you want to shake them, you must recite some magical incantations. Shula-la-la, shula-la-la-la, shula-la, before you shake them. A pastor who makes himself so distant from the people. They want you to be like that before they will respect you. God told Samuel, he said, Samuel, give them their request. You are not the one they've rejected. They have rejected me from being their judge. He said, but warn them of the kind of king they are going to have. They are going to have a king who will take their daughters and make them work in confectionaries and bakeries. Their sons will be taken and they will run before the king's chariot. The king will turn them into slaves. That is what they are calling for. Ladies and gentlemen, as for here in Dominion Center, we like our pastor the way he is. We like our church the way it is. We want to maintain some kind of simplicity. We want a church where the pastor sits on the same chair the members sit on. Somebody brought some chairs to our church and they said, oh, this will be good for the bishop of the church. Some special chair. I said, you know what? Already, I'm taller than my members. I am taller than my members already. When I sit on this special chair, they cannot see the platform. I said, for the rest of my life, I want to sit on the same chair the members sit. If the ones who are tithing and bringing in the offerings and buying the chairs are sitting on this, that's what I sit on. When we go to our own houses, we will sit in different chairs. But when we come to the church, same chair. It doesn't kill. How many hours am I sitting in the church and I need a special chair? Make us a king like the king of the other. I like the way some of you have opened your mouth. You are staring at me. What kind of human being? I was going to preach somewhere. They said, you are calling Brother Eastwood to come and preach in your church. The people say, oh yeah, he's a very good preacher. They say, hey, that man. By the time he finished, the church will collapse. Because the things that man can say Oh God. The truth is a very easy thing to say. Lies are very difficult to fabricate. When I'm preaching, I don't think 3 times before I say it. Because why should I punish myself? Why should you invite me and I have to think 3 times before I say what I want to say? That kind of punishment. Speaking and adjusting my thinking. Torture. Out of the belly flow the waters. You just release them. You understand what I'm saying? And by now somebody's being helped. Don't make us a king like the king of the other nations. God said, you know what? They are calling for trouble. But give it to them. When Saul was elected, it was not long when they started regretting. From there, things started going bad. Listen, allow your husband, allow your wife. I'm not saying they should be useless. I'm not saying they should refuse to progress in life. But don't compare them with anybody. No, I will tell you the truth. If my wife comes to me and tells me, I saw Kunle wearing a certain kind of shirt and I think it's nice, I think it will look nice on you, I'll tell her that shirt belongs to Kunle. My name is Anaba. He wears that Amani shirt, I wear a smock. But if she comes to me and says, oh, a blue shirt will fit you, it will look nice, me, fine. But if you say because you saw Patrick wearing it, I don't want that shirt. The fact that you mention somebody's name, I won't buy the shirt. If you bring it and put it on me, I will soak it with oil. I won't wear it. Are you understanding what I'm saying? From today, be delivered from the control of people. You see, and human beings are such that they will not give you that freedom. You must take it. You will never receive independence. You take it. Listen here. You've controlled me long enough. From today, no more. You determine what I eat. You determine. Listen, how are you going to fulfill your destiny until you break this bondage? How are you going to break it? The third person who got himself into trouble. That same King Saul, who pressure of the people produced. Listen, if the pressure of the people produces you, the pressure of the people will destroy you. Oh, yeah. That's why these days, most of the men live in fantasy land. They are with their wife. By the time she's 40 or 38, they are thinking about another woman who is in her 20s. They're like, yeah, I think and then some of you women, they come around and deceive you. Oh, you are not like my wife. The way you take care of me, and then you pamper me. My wife is not like that. The wife used to do exactly what you are doing. 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Pressure of the people. Come from Bogatanga and receive 5 minutes. Travel for 6 hours, another 6 hours, and preach for 2 hours. It's not good though. Repent, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. First Samuel chapter 13. Don't worry, I'll finish. Add 3 minutes to the 5 minutes, I'll be done. First Samuel 13. Subtract this from the 5 minutes. First Samuel 13 verse 6. King Saul is fighting a war. And Samuel was supposed to come and offer a sacrifice. And the war will proceed. Samuel delayed in coming. And people, some of your delays, it is God that arranges the delay to see what is in your heart. And when the men of Israel saw that they were in a strait, for the people were distressed, then the people did hide themselves in caves and in thickets and in rocks and in high places and in pits. Can you imagine you are in a war and your people have started hiding? Verse 7. And some of the Hebrews went over the Jordan onto the land of Gad and Gilead. That means some of them started going back home. And as for Saul, he was yet in Gilgal, and all the people followed him trembling. Continue. And he tarried 7 days according to the set time that Samuel had appointed. But Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. Continue. And Saul said, bring hither a burnt offering to me and a peace offering. And he offered a burnt offering. But it was Samuel who was supposed to come and offer the burnt offering. There are times when the reason for your delay, it is the pastor's fault. It is the fault of your father. It is the fault of your mother. Somebody caused it. It wasn't your fault. In this thing, it was not King Saul's fault. He should have stayed away from the offering and seen the salvation of the Lord. Verse 10. And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him that he might salute him. Sometimes just as soon as you disobey, then the prophet appears. Verse 11. And Samuel said, what hast thou done? And he said, because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that thou camest not within the appointed time, and the Philistines gathered themselves together unto Michmash. I'll tell you, when you are a pastor or when you are a businessman and your people are beginning to leave, people are leaving the church, people are leaving the house, people are leaving your choir, people are leaving the ushering department, your customers have stopped coming. Sometimes you may be compelled to start doing the unthinkable. Verse 12. Therefore said I, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto the Lord. I forced myself therefore and offered a burnt offering. I forced myself. And there are many people who are forcing. They are forcing. Their members love the teaching of Creflo Dollar. God hasn't called them to be teachers, but they are forcing to teach. They have not studied Greek. They haven't studied Hebrew. But they hear others saying Zoe and Zao and Zie. And then you see them struggling with the Greek. Force themselves. They are not anointed to do impartations and people fall under the power. But they'll push people down. Just to show that they carry that same anointing. I have been in a meeting and the preacher said the presence of the Lord is here. And he's the only one who knew it. Because the rest of us, we couldn't feel anything. Listen, it's not everybody who moves with a certain kind of manifestation. Don't force it. Don't force it. It's not a force. He said, I forced myself therefore. And I offered a sacrifice. Don't force to sing solo. If you are not called to sing solo. There are times when people sing solo in our church and I ask the choir leader, who sent this one there? The fact that you are in the choir doesn't mean sing solo. Am I talking to somebody at all? Don't force it. Don't sit in a congregation, look at your pastor, and you think you are smarter than those pastors. You too, you can start a church. Don't force it. I force myself. I force myself. These days you meet so many people and they tell you, I'm a business coach. Where is your business and you became business coach? Don't force it. You are a mentor. Of who? Don't force it. I forced myself therefore and I offered a sacrifice. And it was not long when King Saul, after forcing himself and doing all the things he was doing, David went and killed Goliath, and the women began to sing. And they played and said, Saul has slain his thousands, and David has slain his 10,000s. And Saul was wroth, and the saying displeased him. And he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000, and to me, only 1,000. The Bible said the women played and said, I looked at the word play. I said, these women, they were just playing, but they didn't know the trouble they were causing.